This isn't recording, is it?
Welcome to the whiskydanradio show. Today, still daytime because it's summer and the sun never fucking sets. We got Banana Hammock back on the show, and he was generous enough to buy us a bottle of Proper 12 Irish whiskey, and oh boy, some good shit, man.
Yeah, I was gonna get Jameson. I used to be a very big Jameson guy, and so I went to the liquor store, and they were out. And I was like, shit. Like, I wanted to get drunk. I was playing some old school RuneScape.
Hell yeah.
And
Do they still have the legacy server up?
I think so.
I never got into it as a kid, so I probably wouldn't like it too much now. But
it's
I like the memes out of it.
The deal with RuneScape is, just quick side note, RuneScape is very daunting at first because there's just so much information and so much shit you can do, especially now. But once you get the ball rolling and get to, like at least level 40, which is very, very quick to get to, especially if you have MIMs, there's quests you can do that boost that up really quick. Like in 3 hours, you can be to like level 30 combat status.
Oh, okay.
But that's doing doing a speed run of a certain quest that you were way under leveled for, exploiting glitches. But anyhow, so I wanted to get drunk. I was going to play old school RuneScape, do a little PKing, but they were out of Jameson, and I saw that, and I was like, you know what? There's actually a person I follow on my Twitter. I don't know them personally, but they share mad memes, and she always rants and raves about Proper 12. And I saw it, and I was like, okay, cool.
This is Conor McGregor's whiskey.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Like, I bought like 4 bottles of that before I finally realized that's Conor.
Got a signature on the back. Yeah, this is the Proper 12 is the Conor McGregor whiskey for those who don't know.
Yeah.
And it is on par, if not better than Jameson.
I like it better than Jameson. It was, a quick, hey, some rando on Twitter said it's good, and, they line their cabinets with Proper 12 bottles, and I'm like, let's try it, and it's my go-to now.
Plus, it's a little cheaper.
Yeah,
Jameson kind of they're very proud of their whiskey.
They are. I mean,
but damn, this is pretty fucking good.
I can
rich and smooth.
With Jameson, I like mixing it. With this, it mixes really well, but just even straight,
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Sometimes
here on the Whiskey Dan Radio Show, the only time we get a mix is it's a G&T. But actually, I haven't done any. Have I done? I don't even know. I've done some.
You haven't. I don't think so.
Episode 31, fellas. Here we are, coming to you live from our COVID spike.
Yeah.
Special, I guess.
Spike into my friggin' wallet is what it is.
I know. Like, granted, people are getting sick and dying, and it's a goddamn shame. However, as we were talking earlier, man, people are not going to take this as seriously. Because, like the whole second wave, people are like, I don't give a shit. I just want to go bowling.
They're not, because you will have a very small group that is like, okay, political or not, I'll wear the mask to protect myself and protect my fellow man.
I'm gonna wear a mask to the grocery store.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I see two sides to this. You have, and it's gonna get a little controversial, but not too much, because I'm pretty in the middle on everything. But you have two sides of it. You have
spineless
the protester side, saying, oh, well, I wore a mask, so therefore there's no way our protests spread COVID. And then you have the barfly side that's all, well, I go to the bar and got drunk. That killed all the fucking coronavirus because I killed all them coronas.
Yeah.
And my whole deal is, I get it that, like, whereas my outlet for, stress relief is being in my garage with my dog watching anime, working on something, you know, something with a motor. But I'm a homebody. I get it that some persons, you know, de-stress is going out and having drinks with friends. So, I mean, I get why people are upset.
Like, I like doing that. I'd much rather be in my own home.
Right. I get why people are upset, but it's not like, you know, like, hey, you can't see your therapist anymore that's, you know, keeping you from ending it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the fucking bar. Like, but on the flip side of that, my deepest sympathies go out to, you know, bar owners, bartenders, people who make their living that way, because, you know, no one wants to be unemployed, especially in the situations we're in right now.
And no one saw this coming. Like,
No.
I mean, you could say, well, we sold in China. It's like, yeah, okay, 2 years ago, no one saw this shit coming.
Yep.
And, like, also, don't be a dickhead about it.
Well, and that's like I was talking to a teacher that is very close to me, and you know, a lot of school systems were catching flack because everyone's like, well, you weren't prepared for this. This sucks. Our kid's not going to learn anything. And it's like, they're doing the best they can. How can you prepare for something you never would have dreamed you would have had to prepare for?
Oh, yeah.
Now, if it happens in the future, bam, they know exactly what to do, what works, what doesn't work. You know, everyone's adjusting to how this is. No one knows what to do. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, it's not, you know, we're not in 19. Everyone's like, well, influenza. Yeah, it's not 1912 that when, you know,
19. It was
1919.
Yeah,
my bad.
That's like when it was like a 3-4 year thing.
But my point still stands. You know that if you have a cough, it's like, well, if you don't catch up to the herd, you know, the coyotes are gonna get you. You know, I mean, or you know. Hey, Doc, I think my finger's tingling, you know. Oh, well, next option, I'm going to take this bandsaw to your hand, you know. I mean.
But also, the problem we're having now is with all that African dust that's coming over. So, like, and then, like, that plus, like, the late June pollen season. Mm-hmm. So, people with respiratory issues are already at risk. And plus all this shit's going on.
And see, once again, I say I'm on both sides of it. While I go to work every day, have been since the pandemic started, and I'm grateful for that. I haven't personally seen, you know, signs of it. You know, all I hear is, you know, statistics.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
I got a family member who has it.
But while it's very real, I don't negate it like a lot of people do, because my little brother is considered a high at risk with type 1 diabetes. It's an autoimmune disease. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, when I'm around him, I wear a mask. You know, we sterilize. And because, you know, we want, if anyone's susceptible out of my family, it's going to be him.
Yeah.
You know, all of us could catch it, you know, not even show symptoms, which is a possibility. But if he gets it, it's, you know, hospital stat, he's fighting for his life.
Yeah.
And so I'm not negating that it's a very real thing. It needs to be handled way better than it has. But at the same time, cut people some slack. Like, no one's dealt with this shit before in recent years. So everyone's learning. Like, everyone bashing Abbott for, you know, first it was, you know, the far left for him opening it up too much. Now it's the far right for closing the shit back up. Yeah. And it's just like...
Well, like, we all kind of knew that we're probably going to have to, like, open up and then close and open up and close. Like, we knew that was going to... And also, restaurants and shit are still open. It's not as big of a lockdown as what it was.
Right.
So...
It just... The plan has essentially went back a step and kind of pumped the brakes. Like, hey, we're going to stay at this. And, you know, maybe that's what it is. Maybe we should have reopened, but at a slower pace than we did. I mean, there's all kinds of ifs and what ifs. I mean, it doesn't matter if it was a, you know, Democratic governor and the Democrats were running it, or the Republicans or the Libertarians or the lizard people. Yeah. People are still going to be fucking mad.
Oh, yeah, like we were talking about, I was talking to somebody the other day, and it had to do with, like, slavery reparations. Like dollar payment reparations. And some people are going to listen to this, and you're going to tune out of the episode right now. That's fine. But all I'm saying is that is such a difficult number to quantify at. You know, like what I mean, like at what dollar amount are people going? And I am not saying. Let me go on the record here. I'm not saying slavery is a good thing. absolutely evil institution. But how do you go back and, like, what dollar amount do you give to people to, quote-unquote, make it okay? Because I don't really think ownership and abuse of people can ever just be made okay. Because because all I'm saying is that if we get slave reparations, like, in the United States, Germany better start sending me a fucking check every month.
Well, they did, France actually did Holocaust reparations. But you had to...
Germany does, too.
Germany does, too. But from how I understand, it is... You had to be in a concentration camp.
Yeah.
And that was so, and once again, not negating anything, but that was more recent. So, there was people that are still alive that, not really anymore, but that experienced that. So it was easy that, when the concentration camps were liberated, that, okay, these people were in the concentration camp. These are the people that are going to get reparations for it,
It was a lot easier to track.
The amount of tracking and just time it would take to trace back every African American's lineage to see even if, like, okay, well, your family came over from Africa, in the late 1900s, so you don't get it, or, okay, yeah, your family has been here since 18 whatever, whatever the dates line up to be. And then the next thing is, once again, slavery was a fucked up thing. And so that being said, who's to say that, your great ancestor wasn't even, recorded as a person during slavery? You know what I mean? Because
it makes it way harder because it was treated more like property than a person.
Right. There wasn't, we can't go back and say, oh, well, let's look for their Social Security, because they didn't have none of that.
Yeah.
Like, you were a slave. So,
but this is the thing, though, is that, like, then there's the even further into the argument, like, all white people deserve to pay for what their ancestors did. And I'm like, well, motherfucker, my family didn't come over until after, like, World War I. Like, my family was fighting in Europe in World War I because they were all Europeans still. None of us owned slaves. None of us killed Indians. Don't pin that shit. Like, none of us alive did that shit in the United States. So don't pin that on because, like, well, my great-grandpappy did. Because the people are like, that's what my family did, and they fought for their farms. Like, there are people today that can't get along with their grandparents because their grandparents were fucking assholes. Yeah. So don't give me that, like, my family did this shit, or your family did that shit, so you owe me money. It's like, no. None of this works.
I don't... When reparations got brought up, and I've been behind
and they've always been, like, people always been bringing those up.
But it hasn't been, like, a spotlight topic. Yeah. Just because everyone knows the amount of work that would take years to implement and years to just even figure out a plan to go about that. Mm-hmm. And so... And when all this happened with George Floyd and everything, I'm very much I'm not big on cops anyhow. Everyone can tell you that my dealings with law enforcement hasn't been necessarily the best.
The old banana hammock here, he's got a fuck 12 on his right arm.
But no, I don't. It's on my eyebrow. But
he's got a cab on his butt cheek.
That's right. I got fuck a job on my cheek, like stitches. That motherfucker literally has fuck a job on his cheek.
Yeah, he's got like an AK on the side of his head.
But anyhow, so and I'm very much for it. It was wrong, and I'll admit that like what was it, 2014, 2015, when Black Lives Matter kind of first made
all
its
the shit
way
in Baltimore and everything.
Yeah, I'll admit that. Well, I've always, recognized, I recognize humans as humans. And, that's the call, oh, yeah, everyone, all lives matter, da, da, da. But when it first started, it wasn't something I really could get behind just because of the situation and the person that was, there was so much, not necessarily conspiracy, there was just so little facts about what actually happened to cause that I couldn't get, because I'm a very factual person. And to a fault, and I'll admit that it's very, I see things through a very black and white lens most of the time when I need to see a little more gray. But when all this happened, I'm like, okay, it kind of all, I guess you could say, you had that moment where it clicked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Something needs to be done. And, when the looting started, now big corporations, don't really fucking care. Target did, that's equivalent of throwing 50 cents on the sidewalk to them,
Man, how come they couldn't just, like, destroy it, like, bust up an Amazon fulfillment center?
Right.
Fuck Amazon.
Exactly. And so, the corporations, like, they're fine.
Yeah.
It's not going to harm them.
But, it's like Joe Blow's, like, sports bar.
Right. Or some local eatery or something like that. Pawn shop, stuff like that. I'm like, all right, now you're just kind of affecting innocent people at this point, because who knows if they have decent insurance or if they have the bare minimum, if someone like breaks their leg and that's all it covers.
All I know is that I've dealt with insurance companies. It's not fun.
No.
And like people are like, insurance will pay for it. Like, okay.
But even with all that, I'm like, okay, but maybe this will get the point across. Like, you can't change it now.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened. So maybe it'll get its point across. But I feel like a lot of the activism going along with it, it's like, hey, Black Lives Matter. And it's like, yeah, dude, they do. What now? No one's addressed we got their attention. And, it's kind of like the kid that stands up in the lunchroom saying no one listens to him, this and that, and then everyone's listening. It's kind of like,
it's like, yeah, so it's like, what's our plan going forward? Because you can't just disband all cops. Because like we see what's going on with the Chaz, which is all that is just a bunch of fucking white suburbanite commies just fucking LARPing.
Yep,
just you fucking assholes. Like, this is a cop-free zone. We're not authoritarian. Every day there's a fucking shooting. Like, there's the fuck a shooting, out of here. People
stealing people's shit. Like, there was a deal on Reddit that a guy was like, hey, I'm leaving Chaz, because my laptop and everything got stolen. Mm-hmm. And someone was like, well, you weren't there, so you don't know it was stolen. That person could have needed that more than you, so you just ought to see it as a gift. And I'm like, that's fucked. Like,
get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, like now, if I'm Jeff Bezos, walking through, downtown LA with all the homeless people, yeah, fuck you, Jeff Bezos. Hand that motherfucker $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, then you can feel like a dick for not doing something because that man has, unlimited money almost. I mean, like, they might as well just give him a fucking printing machine at this point.
Yeah.
But
printing machine go brr.
But my deal with it is, it's like, yes, like 90% of America agrees that, hey, we need to reform. We need to do something about this. And there is a lot that's happened. But I'm going to say this, that most of the activism going on, most of the movement going on, I'm not even going to say most. I'm going to say, we'll just say 50%. I'll be generous and say, because I like to be, pretty objective on things. So we'll say 50% of what the movement is going on in the activism, especially on social media, ties into this little skit. It's a BBC skit, and it's about vegans. And in the skit, the main guy, who's a vegan himself, is talking to a group of vegans. And, it's all scripted, but, it goes into, like one of the vegans say, well, we need to let everyone know we're on the right side of history and they're on the wrong side of history. And he's like, so at that point, he said, it's not about a moral compass or you feeling bad for eating meat. He said, you might do that. He said, but if you really wanted it to stop, then you wouldn't be vegan. Because vegan would be the normal. There wouldn't be it'd just be normal.
Yeah.
So then you can't have your little fucking club, and you can't walk around like with your chest puff out all higher, mightier than thou. He said, he said, deep down in your soul, you do not want people to convert to being a vegan, because then you have nothing that makes you special. Your identity is ripped away and you have nothing to bitch about.
I mean, that's a pretty solid point. Because, like a lot of, I think, like, while I do believe a lot of activists out there are definitely for, true social equality for, people of all colors and races and whatnot. But there's some people that just like having an enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll demonize their enemy to a point to where, like, that's not even a real person anymore.
Right.
But you know who is a real person?
Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Well, that too, but this is a little different. Bean's back.
She is. She's back.
I watched that video the day it came out.
Yeah, it was something.
I watched it at work.
Oh, I didn't do that. I waited till I got home, and then Lauren was like, "Hey, babe," and I was like, "I'm gonna take a shit."
Spank it a little bit.
Look, well, I didn't even do that. It's just like I don't want her seeing me watch this.
I don't want other people seeing me watch it, but I had to watch it.
I mean, it was them double thick thighs, extra French fries, or whatever the fuck she said. That girl, I will say this: whoever is running her marketing team, or if she's running her marketing team, that girl is a marketing genius. Yeah. Though, like, I think her OnlyFans generated like $200,000 in like 5 hours. Fact check me on that if I'm wrong. But
Jamie, pull that up.
It was like just an astronomical amount of money that she made in it, because she's been gone for a year. She built up all of this deal, made the troll Pornhub account, all this to piss everyone off, and then just went ghost. And then she comes back with the most like lewd fucking video that she made a rap out of.
Well, she it's a cover of that Takeshi 6ix9ine.
Right.
Which, fuck that guy, by the way. Like, I would put a... okay, I'm not going to say that.
Anyhow.
I hate that guy.
Yeah.
Fucking rapist.
Snitches get stitches.
He's a fucking rapist.
Yeah. He was all about that Treyway gang until it came to court. But like, she's a marketing genius. Mm-hmm. Like, because then she releases that video, no telling how many neats and simps have had her to subscribe and checked her YouTube or Twitters or anything to see just the inkling of activity, and then she drops it and then like links her OnlyFans, and so it just blows because everyone's like, she did it. I finally get to see her naked.
But even apparently though, like, she's still like,
apparently, like, if you go on the Reddit, everything's censored. Yeah. Like, she's still, and it's not like Reddit censorship. Like, she still censors everything. So it's the same as like the troll Pornhub account. It's just this time people paid like $20 to see this shit when you could have just took your dick out of your hand for 10 minutes and it would have been on Reddit.
Yeah. But the thing is though is that she's not unattractive. Fucking weird.
She's
really weird.
She's odd. And
so for the listeners who don't know who Belle Delphine is, she was the queen of the e-girls. Like, she was the e-girls e-girl.
She's one of that started that whole kawaii e-girl movement.
with the big like anime style makeup, the pink wigs, the ahego face, the I don't have a dad and I'm sad, but look how hot I am. But like, it's all a big fucking joke.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good joke.
But it's, and then she bottled her bathwater and sold it as gamer girl bathwater. If that's not fucking marketing. And it sold out. Yeah. It
sold out twice.
Yeah. Like, what was it, $25 or $50 a bottle or something? Like, that's fucking... And then the amount of videos of people drinking it... that exploded.
That's when I tuned out. That's when I was like,
it was fucking... Like, someone made a compilation video, and it was like 40 minutes long of clips of people drinking her bathwater. Like, that's fucking gross. I love my girlfriend to death. I hope we get married and live happily ever after. I will never drink her bathwater. That's just fucking gross to me. The whole concept of that. And I'm the guy that's like, yeah, eating ass is the shit.
Whoa. I don't do that.
Yeah. Not down to clown.
27. Okay.
Fuck.
It's okay. I can fix it. No, I am down to clown, but not the downtown brown clown. Damn, this whiskey's good. Point is good. I don't like licking booty because I know what my booty smells like. And I've seen my girlfriend take shit.
Well, and see, that's my deal.
And she doesn't just shit; she like craps. Like,
well, and that's my whole deal.
Frankly, it's rather impressive.
I know women defecate, and
I just want to do it on my chest.
No.
But you'll eat ass.
But
okay.
in Austin's little perfect rainbow world he likes to live in, anyway, we'll get
in
that.
Banana Hammock.
We just got to go over 27 minutes. Is that whole area?
Yeah.
But so with my little dream world that I live in with it's rainbows and sunshines and The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask on repeat. But anyhow, women don't shit. Like, I know they do, but like, my girlfriend I've had for a long time. Never even know.
So you're telling me she ain't ever just like blowed up the fucking bathroom? You like walk home from work, you're like, God damn.
Nope.
Now, okay, so sometimes like,
but we're both like that though. Well, she's like, everyone doesn't get over it, but you know, she's not. I had a girlfriend in the past that was very open with it, and this is when I realized that this was something that I had, because it made me uncomfortable. She's like, yeah, I gotta go take a shit, and I'm just like, call me a misogynist, whatever. You know, I mean, women can have jobs, women don't belong in the kitchen. Like, I believe all the right shit, honestly, but in my book, women don't shit. So,
well, see, I like it. Ashley never tells me she's gonna go take a shit, but as a joke, I'm like, if she takes a shit, like I go in there after her, and like I didn't even know that she took one.
Yeah,
I'll just like breathe in real good, and I'm just like, it's nice.
And she goes,
I just like grossing her out and stuff like that, because I don't think she knows how to handle it, or maybe she does, and she's like, this guy's fucking weird.
been 4 years.
I know. But yeah, I don't know. Like I can't lick booty, man. I just can't do it.
It's not for everyone.
It's not, and I wish some people would realize that it's not, and quit trying to push that on me.
Well,
it's my life.
I think the like for one of our good friends, you know, he shared all the ass eating memes, talked about eating ass all the time. You know, it was a thing. Then he finally did it, and then he didn't talk about it ever again. And we were like, Robbie, what happened to you to being like the ass eating king?
I know he still does it,
and he's like, man, I think I was just more into the memes than I was actually doing it. He's like, just eating ass. He said, it ain't that big of a deal. He's like, Kevin Gates made that shit sound scrumptious. But it's, I mean, that shit's funny. But it's not for everyone. If you eat ass, cool. If you don't, now, eating pussy is a basic right to women.
Yeah, I really don't understand guys that are like, I'm not going to do that.
I mean, I get it. Don't do it to the rando that you picked up at the 7-Eleven, you know.
Don't pick up women at 7-Eleven.
Don't go to 7-Eleven.
Just don't. Don't.
Just trying to get some of that sweet black tar.
No, hey, man, 7-Eleven do got the good slushy machines.
They do.
The Slurpees.
And you know what's good about 7-Eleven? They're always open.
They are always open.
And they're in every shitty town ever.
Yeah, Tyler's getting, like, a lot of the gas stations here converting over to 7-Eleven. Like, they bought a bunch of them. Like, they bought all the Kid Jones, like Exxon Kid Joneses.
No shit.
So, yeah, they're now going to be 7-Elevens.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Kid Jones. Nigga probably done retired.
He probably did.
Or R.I.P. Mr. Jones. No, yeah, but, like, eating coochie. You got to do it. Like that is part of being a man. Eating coochie is like going to work every day. Like
right.
You got to do that. Keep
it's like
happy.
It's like, you know, they're talking about rite of passage as a man when you turn 16 is getting your job. Well, you know what? Then the next rite of passage is eating pussy. I mean, it just I don't get it. Like
how some of you are like, oh, that's gross. I'm not going to do that. Like motherfucker.
Like, you know, don't do it to the bar whore you having a fling with or something. But, you know, your girlfriend, you know, y'all known each other. You know, you're comfortable with her cleaning habits and everything. Ask her what
she likes.
And you know,
use your hand if you have to.
Go down there, you know. And if it has a weird, you know, what you would think would be a weird smell or taste, you know, in a very discreet perfect scenario, bring it up and be like, hey, you know, if you get to talk, well, why don't you eat my pussy? Be like, well, it's just never done it before and I'm just kind of a little weirded out by it or whatever. And, you know, you can eventually work into being like, if they don't clean themselves enough, like, yo, you need to clean a little more. Okay, I mean, you know, if I got dick stank, I want some girl to, you know, I want them to tell me, you know, like if I, you know, have my dick in their face and they're like, you know, I don't want them to be like,
you gotta watch that shit. Just
you
like
know,
crying while she's giving you a bunch of like, oh god, it's so nasty.
But like I want to know that. I'd rather know it because it's going to come out at some point in time and probably in an argument.
Oh no, it's coming.
And so, oh yeah. So, but eating pussy is a thing that I believe
it's not even that bad. Honestly, I kind of like the drizzle getting in my beard.
I love eating pussy.
Hey,
I can.
Ladies, Banana Hammock here. He's a coochie. He's a coochie man. So
I'm happily taken. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying, if she's cool with it and other women ain't getting it, just pimp yourself out a little bit.
She's not down for the cause.
Well, she needs to get with the cause.
Now,
cause for coochie.
If we're talking like
hashtag cause for coochie.
$200-$300 a pop, she might be down for the cause then, because we got bills to pay.
I'm gonna get rent paid about 4 of these hoes.
But so anyhow, I love it. Like I enjoy it. And I enjoy challenges. So my whole deal is it's like a puzzle. You got. I mean, it's a very simple puzzle, but you got to figure out
meaty puzzle.
Whatever what actually works for my lady friend.
Man, look, I've eaten Arby's a few times, and I really don't like the comparison between like vaginas and roast beef sandwiches. They don't taste anything alike.
They don't.
So stop doing it.
Yeah, Arby's is way better. But so
I'm thinking Arby's. Okay, so for those who don't watch Naked Jakey, he had a video about he's a YouTube fella, and he has a video like myself. He has a video where it's talking about online dating, and he was like, "Man, I'm gonna just make a damn online dating app called Arby's, and just like the only place you could meet up is Arby's. You'd be like, hey, what's up, dude? Like, what's up? Like, I'm thinking Arby's." And he made a T-shirt out of that, and now the T-shirt's sold out, and I wanted a damn T-shirt. But they only came in white, so I didn't get, like, pit stains on it.
And, like, I don't buy white clothing.
Yeah, unless, like, it's an undershirt.
Yeah, because I know, like, the first day I wear it, I'll be like, yeah, feeling fresh. White tee.
Coffee stain.
Coffee. Ketchup. Dog slobber,
dick spit.
Yeah, like everything, fucking alien shits out his UFO and it'll land on it.
Have you ever got shat on by a bird?
Yes, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, I was walking out of Super One, shat on my shoulder, and I was like, I think
and
it's supposed
bird
to be...
poop's so gross.
And it was like cold and wet.
Yeah, but hot at the same time.
I know.
It's
never had it happen to me.
But anyhow, every woman is entitled to get their pussy eaten. Whether it's by another woman, 2 dudes, 2 women, 3 dudes, whatever.
3 dudes at one time.
A little mixture, whatever.
Sounds like a sweaty experience.
Whatever your kink is. Or, I mean, they even have, like, little pussy-eating machines now.
What?
Like, yeah, it's got a little tongue that does this. It's fucking, like, they're making dildos so incredible. Like, I don't even see why women, like, want flesh dick anymore. Because, like...
Have you seen the corn cob dildos?
Yes, and apparently, according to, like, a lot of women that review it, it's, like, the greatest thing ever. Because it's, I don't know, like one girl put an Amazon review said, I was popping popcorn in my pussy. And I was like, ooh, that one fucking got me. But, no, they're making dildos that do like 360 hand thrust and all this kind of shit and licks the clit and like, baby powders your asshole at the same time. It's like, it's a one-stop shop. I can't compete with that.
Yeah. It's like, I'm only a man.
Yeah. So, anyhow... I believe all women are entitled to that, and they ought to deserve it. I mean, they do deserve it.
Some of them.
Until she don't bring me my fucking beer, then she's getting this backhand. JK.
Man,
that's a running joke between me and my girlfriend. When I'll pour myself a drink because of this old, like, I think it was Saturday Night Live skit that is like, well, when I get on that tequila, Sally, you better watch out. I'm going to come upside their head. It's the freebasing cocaine skit. I don't know if that's Saturday Night Live or what that is, but this shit is hilarious. But so that's a running joke we have. I don't physically abuse anybody unless you get in my fucking face. And then I go home and write a bad Yelp review.
I really wish that like Ashley was more aggressive, like in hitting me.
I go with that. I get that. Like there's just something about like, you're in the middle of it.
No,
slap me.
No, like I mean like outside of sex. Like I want her to like hurt me.
Oh, yeah. Mine's
I'm just kidding. Please don't.
She's aggressive as far as, like, sometimes we'll be in an argument and then, like, I'll get her in a headlock. And then, not like a, like, you know, you're playing with your younger brother headlock. Well, that's a bad example because that gets pretty violent. But, you know, anyway, it's just like who can pin each other down and like.
Next thing you know, you're blowing her. Or she's blowing you.
Sometimes. But most of the time it ends up with either her, like, accidentally kicking me in the nuts or, like, she starts getting, like, mad because she can't pin me down. But, like, after that, I'm like, because she gets aggressive with it. And, like, my dick's hard the entire time. And
is she taller than you?
Yes. You know, I'll be out here for the tall women. So, for people that don't know, I'm like, driver's license says 5'8".
You're 5'6".
I'm 5'7".
No, you're not.
We had to do a deal at work just recently, DOT physicals, and I am 5'7", so fuck you.
I'm 5'9".
Fuck.
I am taller than you.
By a, like, quarter inch.
Hey, I know a quarter inch.
Same. But anyhow, so, like, I'm 5'7", you know. We'll just do 5'6" to 5'8" range. Leave it at that. So, 5'7" is, you know, the median.
Sure.
But
definitely. We're on the short end of the spectrum.
Yes. And
but
so
your girlfriend.
My girlfriend is, like, high-end 5'8", 5'9", which I absolutely love.
Why is she with you? You're so short.
Because love is more than
it's because you got a fat rod.
I mean, I've been told.
That's just what I ain't saying it. I'm just saying is what they telling me.
But anyhow, like, so I honestly, like, I even put this on Twitter recently. Like, I honestly think that, like, I've always been attracted to taller women. Up until my girlfriend now, I've always dated shorter women just because, you know, girls generally want a guy taller than them. So, you know, obviously shorter women are like, okay, he's like 4 inches taller than me because I'm like 5'4". You know, he's 8 inches taller because, you know, I'm 5 foot flat. You know, like, I've dated some short women.
Yeah.
But I've always been really attracted to tall girls, but they really haven't given me the time of day because of I need my man to be taller than me.
Yeah, but he can't fight like me.
Yeah. It's like, you know what'll reach all the way up to your 6'4" boyfriend? A Glock 45.
How you like damn apples, string bean?
But, so anyhow, I think that I was like 10, 12 years old, something like that. And my mom, this is when we lived on the lake, she was watching Cher music videos. And like Cher from the 70s. So before she started kind of looking like a coffin creature. So like I was just like, damn, that I want that as my girlfriend. You know, Cher's like 6'4". And so like I've just always been attracted to taller women. And then they're all like, oh, how tall are you? And I'll just like type the word 5 and then it's just immediately ghost. Like I didn't even put the rest in. You know, I could be 5'11" and a half.
Yeah.
But, you know, no. And then Black Bear released the Short Kings anthem with Tiny Meat Gang.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I mean, it was good for the lulz, but it was fucking corny as shit. Like, I listened to it once, and I was like, this is funny. I'm sending this to Whiskey Dan, because he's also a short fellow. That's about the extent of it.
Yeah, I listened to it, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to give that another listen. I think I'm just going to leave it where it is.
Ha, funny. There's my one stream for you guys.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh, man. Shit, this whiskey is really damn good.
Proper
12. Well, how much was it? Like 25?
Yeah, around here, it was like, ended up being like $25. Actually, at Specs, back where I moved to, I can actually get it for almost $20 for that size bottle.
Specs is a liquor chain that's like all over Texas and some other parts of the country, and they're like a pretty high end liquor store, and not high end, but like they're a pretty like
like their Scotch section. Like, you want to spend $8 on a bottle of Scotch, or do you want to spend $1,000 on a bottle of Scotch, or do you want to go somewhere in between? Like they have their Scotch selection is insane. Their Irish, but just about like all Irish whiskey selections, it's limited. There's never a lot. There's always like lots of American, lots of Scotch, and then like lots of bourbon.
I really dig Bushmills.
Yeah,
like Bushmills Irish whiskey. This is a lot closer to Jameson than Bushmills. But like all Irish whiskey is pretty in that same vein of thought.
That almost kind of, it's a lot smoother. It's a little bit sweeter taste.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt like Scotch does.
Right, and it doesn't have that like roasty.
Yeah, well, it's not all smoked up.
Right.
Yeah. There's that Conor McGregor up there.
Oh.
But man, shit.
Okay, so we're gonna. I got us something.
Okay.
So we're gonna. So for everyone that doesn't know, I guess you could say, like on a political compass, I am definitely libertarian, right? But kind of. I would say middle libertarian right.
Yeah.
I'm not center right. I'm more on the libertarian side.
Yeah.
But kind of in the middle, more towards the center. Like, I don't believe that, children should be property and that big corporations should run everything. But, I want a grease gun, I want to smoke weed. I mean, because, like, first off, I have chronic back pain and my hips shift out of alignment every 6 months. You know what helps with that? Weed.
Was it like, I'm not like super libertarian, but I do want a full auto submachine gun and weed.
Like, if I want to put license plates and blinkers on a tank, I want to be able to do that. I'm not going to do that, but I should have the right as a free human being that if I wanted to do that, as long as I'm not causing any harm to, public infrastructure, to my neighbors, or if it doesn't affect anyone outside of me, I don't see the problem with it. Now, you get into the whole drug thing. That one, on the libertarian side, like, I think if it's a natural-based substance, do it to your heart's content. When you refine that substance
using Drano,
using Drano to make something else that's 4 times as worse and 4 times as addictive, that's where I draw the line on it. Like, I still don't think meth and heroin should be illegal, but cocaine and marijuana, and I've never done cocaine in my life, but I think both of those should be legal, just mainly because with the medical purposes with those two, without the side effects. Now, granted, cocaine's highly addictive, but
is there a medical purpose for cocaine?
Well, I mean, like numbing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like painkilling versus,
let's just do blow in the bathroom.
Right. Like, let's say you get wisdom teeth pulled.
Yeah.
Instead of sending you home with, super high grade painkillers that people with super addictive personalities, that could be the start of their addiction, was something that the dentist prescribed to them to ease pain from having their wisdom teeth cut out.
Yeah.
Where you just rub a little Coke on it and be good. You know what I mean? But it might lead you to a Coke addiction. I mean,
it's highly addictive, but apparently the high didn't last.
The libertarian view on drugs is a double-edged sword.
Yeah,
because
you don't want a society of drug heads.
Right, but and it's like, okay, what do we classify as good? Like cocaine, for example. It's kind of like, well, it's cleaner than coffee. It's cleaner than energy drinks. Like, honestly,
cleaner than coffee.
Well, okay, coffee was a bad example, but like cleaner than all the energy drinks we're drinking, and apparently
Monster.
It gives you like a clean burst of energy where you're not, if you use it in moderation and how I guess God intended it.
Yeah.
But
like chewing on a coca leaf,
right.
Not like just straight up crack.
Right.
It's very different.
And that'll give you energy to get throughout the day without giving you that scatterbrain crackhead type mentality.
Well, like a lot of people like in South America, like Bolivia, Peru, where like coca is grown, like they use that and they chew on it to like get the energy from that.
Right.
It's like they use it as coffee.
Right. And so, but at the same time, like what I just said, like oh, you're not going to get addicted to hydros, but you're going to get addicted to cocaine now. You know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword. And then you always, libertarians, the only problem I have with libertarians is, yes, there's a lot of civil liberties that I believe we should have. But at the same time, you give everyone liberties, but like, let's say you still keep meth and heroin illegal. Who's to say that, meth and heroin users, which I don't think it would ever happen, but, we're like, well, that's an infringement on our civil liberties because, we can smoke weed and do coke, but I can't, smoke some of this blue crystal in my mouth or, shoot up black tar while listening to Alice in Chains.
And I think once you do heroin and or meth, you're not really caring about what else is going on in your life.
No, I think especially with meth, I think with how a lot of meth addiction starts is either life is so fucked up you're looking for an escape, or you're too poor to do coke, but you did coke a few times and you're looking for that pick-me-up.
Yeah.
Or kind of wrong place, wrong time type situation. You were hanging out with the wrong crowd, peer pressure, smoke some, and then, most of the time, let's say with meth, that's all it takes to, ingrain itself in your neurological psyche or whatever, because apparently it breaks down brain cells and attaches it to where all you think about is more meth.
Yeah.
So
don't smoke meth, by the way.
Meth is bad. Propane is good.
Well, what sucks is like we live in a part of the country where there's a lot of meth, so you have to be on edge about that.
You can,
especially working in food service, man. You see a lot of meth heads
because you can hide them meth labs easy in the piney woods.
Yeah, or in the desert, out in West Texas. But
where the cops are like, give me $100 and I'll walk the other way.
Yeah.
All I'm worried about is immigrants. But it's just, okay, so back to the whole libertarian thing. I contradict myself a lot because I'm very much for small businesses. Like, you'll never see me sporting a Reagan Bush shirt. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So for those who don't know, Ronald Reagan is the reason why Walmart exists in its current operation. Like, he was the one who made it through tax breaks and other business laws
where big corporations could just skyrocket.
Yeah, stuff like that, which is good for an overall GDP, but it makes the regular consumer reliant on big box retail stores rather than several stores.
That's why, from a construction side of it, you're always going to have those, in the areas of if you're good at your skill, you can make a successful, plumbing business, electrical business, etc. If you're good and, have the right combination and, right perfect storm, whatever. Like construction, I don't really consider in it. But your mom and pop retail stores, as far as hey, I'm going to go down to Grandpop's here and buy me some shirts and pants and everything else. They can't compete with Walmart, Cavender's, Academy, Kohl's.
Because Walmart, and this is a business practice they use, they sell things at a loss just to drive out other business so later on they can sell things at a gain.
And then, because there's no competition, where else are you going to go? Going to go get some old witch in a hut to sew it for you?
Yeah. Well, and shopping malls have been killed downtown in a lot of towns.
But if you've noticed, shopping malls are actually getting killed in favor of kind of older style strip malls now.
Yeah, and online retail.
Online retail's killing everything, so...
Yeah.
But
there's some companies like Best Buy that are doing really well at competing with online retail.
Yes. But Best Buy is one of those niche things that we'll just go ahead and say that the average American, when it comes to picking a computer or something, more high tech, they want a professional's opinion, quote unquote professional's opinion, someone who's in the industry. Because you can look on I've looked at getting a new computer and I've done tons of research, but one site says, oh, well, this is the best, here's your second best, here's your third best, and then, another site, oh, that's all complete dog shit.
Yeah.
So, the only way you can,
really
that's one reason why I like Reddit, because you can, hey, I use that graphics card, it shit out on me in 5 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more consumers like, hey, learn from my mistake type deal. But
Reddit's also has a lot of dickheads.
Yeah, Reddit's full of
like
dickheads.
Elon Musk did something? Let me go suck Elon's cock.
Can I get on SpaceX now? But so anyhow, being libertarian, so like far right corner libertarian. Let me just put it this way. This is the easiest way to put it. Far 100% true, no budging on ideology libertarian would have sided with the board in Outer Worlds.
Think so?
Yeah, I honestly believe that the super right,
like
hardcore, capitalistic, libertarian people that identify with that, they want like, hey, that's a big corporation. Like, hey, you're a plumber, you're going to work for Plum Tech. You're going to live with all the plumbers. This is the level you're going to be at. Yeah. Don't do your job? Oh, guess what? You go to the slums.
See, Banana Hammock and I were pretty big fans of Outer Worlds. If you're not a fan of the Outer Worlds, you fucking
phenomenal
should be.
Game.
It's everything that people wanted Fallout 4 to be.
But it's very compressed. So
like the overall game time's like 30 hours, 25
something
30
like
hours.
that. I think it's a little less. Obviously, if you go straight through on any game, but it's not. It's a little linear, but not super linear. There's still a lot of side quests, still a lot of faction quests. There's still a lot of different ways to go about it.
Tight.
They are, but with Outer Worlds, it's a very easy game to pick back up because it's not a monster like Fallout 4. Skyrim is,
or Dark Souls.
Yeah, Dark Souls. Dark Souls is a fucking behemoth, but it's the replayability of that game is very awesome.
Yeah, when I played it the day the game came out, beat it in like a week, and then like the next day started another.
because it's very rich, and
it's got a lot of personality.
It does, but it also what the overall theme of it is, hey, you side with a corporation and they determine your entire fate pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you work in the factory? Well, you live down in the slums with them. Oh, you're a factory manager? Oh, we're going to bring you right outside the slums type
it was
situation.
definitely like a stab at like corporatism.
Yeah.
Like capitalism isn't bad, but like corporatism is. And this is like corporatism like run rampant.
Right. Like the government is controlled by corporations.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
But, to an extent that, like, if you're caught buying something outside your corporation that you work for, or wearing some other sort of than your corporation uniform, it's like, that's heresy, you're treason almost, And so that game's phenomenal. But anyway, I believe that, like, you work for Walmart, you wear your Walmart clothes outside of Walmart. You go live in the Walmart edition. You go, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like that's your ethnicity now, is your corporation you work for.
Or
you're no longer nationality. There you go. That's a better one. Like, you're no longer American. You're a Walmartian, or you're a Targetian, and then CEO of Walmart, CEO of Target don't get along, so we're gonna go fuck each other up.
Yeah,
with pool noodles. Target got them better ones at a way more expensive price.
I like Target. I can't afford it.
Target.
Dude, like Super Target with the groceries and shit in there.
The groceries is stupid. You don't go to Target for groceries. It's stupid to buy groceries at Target.
But people do.
I think it's more because
it's a better shopping experience.
It is. I run to Target for office supplies, and that's it.
I did buy some board games there.
Just because they have a lot of board games. Yeah. I will say that.
I got the Sequence.
There's a lot more board games, and like their electronics department is like, if you're looking for accessories, yes. But I go there for office supplies just because they have a lot more at a better quality for kind of the same price as Walmart.
No.
But like grocery shopping, Aldi all the way. $80 for 2 weeks. Feeds me and my girlfriend. And it's like, we eating good. Like, we got some steaks. We got some ground beef. We got some pork chops. Yeah, we got some chicken.
I go to Super One and Aldi.
Like, I love Aldi. The only thing that I've been disappointed with Aldi is their fruit. Now their pineapples are great because like I think I got
specific fruit.
Well, the reason I'm picking them out is because a lot of times they have sales on their pineapples, and I get it for like 97 cents for a whole fucking pineapple.
Oh,
like, that's
shit.
cheap as shit.
You just gotta carve it up.
But they're like their strawberries. They go really quick, and a lot of times it's hard to find any of them that aren't already going.
Yeah.
And then their blueberries are pretty good for the most part. But like,
see, like berries and shit, I buy like the bags of frozen ones. They keep in the freezer way longer.
Yeah,
they're not as good, but they keep for a lot longer.
And it's still a berry.
Yeah,
you know?
you're still getting all the vitamins out of it.
But we've actually been for like our vegetables and stuff. Been going to a farmer's market and like
nice. You see, there's one that opened up in Tyler. I need to go to that one.
Like at first, I was like, I'm about to spend an arm and a leg with all this shit I just got. Because, you know, supporting local farmers, probably more expensive, you know, non-GMO, organic, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
We got enough vegetables to last us like a month.
Yeah, it's really not that expensive.
For like $40.
Yeah.
And we got like fruit, bananas, all kinds of stuff. Now,
It's
granted,
way better.
You know, like the strawberries we got were Driscoll's, and, you know, the bananas were whatever, you know, the big banana brand is because we don't live in a tropical area. But still, the amount of groceries I got for fucking, and like I got a bunch of, I'm big on peppers, and so like the peppers I got, you know, you ain't finding that. You might find it at HEB, but it's probably going to be like stupid overpriced. Yeah. Fuck HEB. You know what? I will say this. I love HEB because of the convenience. They have everything that you could need in a way better package than Walmart presents their groceries.
Yeah.
But fuck HEB because
HEB's got Dr. B.
HEB is what people that can't afford Whole Foods shops at, and they know it. They fucking know it. Like it's just overpriced. The same shit you can buy at Walmart. It's just, ooh, I went to HEB. I went to the new HEB. Oh,
like the customer service is a lot better than Walmart.
I mean, I used to go to HEB all the time when I worked in South Texas. It was in an old Dollar General, and it was packed fucking full all the time. And then they finally built a big HEB. And, you know, it was wondrous. You know, we gravitated to the fucking Wonderland after that. But fuck HEB.
We have reached the promised
HEB
land.
is middle class Whole Foods. That's all HEB is.
Well, HEB is like, it's like the equivalent of Brookshire's.
But it's more touristy is the only way I can describe it. Like, it's like, look, we have fresh sushi. Oh, look, you want a pizza? We got pizza here.
Also, like, HEB has got really good beer selection, though.
They do. Like, I will say for the selection of stuff and it is less cost than Whole Foods, and you don't have the little snobby pricks that are in there as much. But, and I will say this, I love little Whole Foods, like, pre-cooked meals. Like, they're almost, you know, hot deli items, because I got like a steak and asparagus for like $5 there, and it was like the best steak and asparagus I've ever eaten. But anyhow, back to what I was saying, fuck Whole Foods and fuck HEB. But as far as selections go, like if you want to cook, you know, if you're in, let's say you're doing some grocery shopping, you're in HEB, and you're like, you know what, I want to cook some authentic ramen. Pull the, you know, a recipe up. You can find all the shit, you know, your tear, your dashi, everything that you need to make that. Yeah. You can find it at HEB.
Yeah.
Where like
you can't
Aldi,
find that at Aldi.
No. Aldi is first off, it's very European because I think they're Swedish or German. Yeah. And so it's very much like, you want potato or tomato? And so Aldi's gotten a lot better, but as far as your more like Indian cuisine, you know, Japanese, you know, anything outside of, you know, kind of your meat and potatoes American style meals, you're really not going to find that. Although Aldi's has some fucking good like Scandinavian sausages that they only have every now and again.
Yeah, I've had those.
And they're super fucking
Aldi
good.
will carry occasionally a gyro kit.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fucking good. I fucking love that shit. I haven't had it in a minute because I haven't had it in a while. I don't go as often. But I like Super One for the meat selection.
Yeah, I'll go that's
because like the butchery is in the back of the store.
Right. That's where Aldi loses it for me.
Yeah,
I'll buy my ground meat at Aldi just because at the price point
it's
can't
like
fucking
$8
not.
for 5 pounds of 80/20. It's really hard.
And
to
then like I'm big on, you know, like ground turkey. Like I love ground turkey because way less fat, way less, you know. And I have a history of high cholesterol in my family, so I like trying to keep tabs on that a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so turkey, you know, ground turkey tastes, the texture is a little different, but how I heavily season everything. I can't tell the fucking difference half the time. But Aldi's meat selections where I fall off, for Aldi. Like HEB, where I'm at, HEB is the best place to go, you know.
But you can go to Aldi and buy all your dry foods and the dairy and the eggs. Dairy and eggs is kind of expensive.
Yes.
You can go to...
But before the pandemic, if you would hit Aldi's on the right day, you could almost get it for like 89 cents a dozen.
Yeah.
Like, Aldi's hit and miss because I think it depends on how much they pay for it, just like anything else. But I love Aldi's. That's what this is.
The two Aldi's here, I think that, man, this is like mid-pandemic, like when like it was like real bad in April.
Mm-hmm.
In April, we went to Aldi, and man, I think I spent like $40, and I got like everything except for meat. I even got my beer there too. Like Aldi has like their own like in-store beers.
Yeah, it's not Aldi, but it's like
they own the brand that's
right.
making
You could. It's
you ain't find it nowhere else.
Right. You could call it the high top equivalent of like Shiner Bock. Like even the packaging is kind of the same. Like for big brand beers, like there's a Coors Light, quote unquote knockoff. But I've actually bought some of it, and it's better than the American shit we have. Like it comes from somewhere. I don't know.
I think it's actually made in like Illinois or something.
Something like that. But
man, it's not bad. And also like you can get a 6-pack for like $5.99, and it's like a Heineken knockoff.
Yep.
Pretty fucking good.
But, I mean, that's what I said. It's considered the high top version, which, showing my age a little bit there.
I miss high top.
I do, because it wasn't great value, but...
It was high top.
It was high top.
And then I remember Food Club, and now they got something different.
Yeah, it's not even Food Club anymore. It's like Brookshire's Choice or some shit. Something stupid. But,
I got something.
High top, most of the time... was better than the original because when I got out of high school and everything started really working and making my own money, which I mean I've always have, but mom still cooked dinner type deal. But I moved away from home and it's like, okay, this is on me. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna buy some Heinz shit or I'm gonna buy this, and it just is like it's the same.
It's kind of the same.
I just paid $2 more for it. It's like. It's the equivalent, and then they did away with High Top, had like Food Club, and then did away with that.
Man, I miss the High Top like raspberry soda. I remember when I was a kid, they had a raspberry soda.
That was the best.
I think that they still have. There's like an off-brand generic equivalent, like a raspberry.
That's
so fucking good.
That's the deal with like those off-brand knockoff sodas. Like Dr. Thunder sucks. The one that's trying to maybe Mountain Dew sucks.
The Mountain Lightning.
Yes, but the knockoff root beers.
That's the only root beer I like.
The knockoff like Sprites a lot of times.
Yeah, it's called a Brookshire's Blast. Is like what all the sodas
and
are
then called. The like knockoff like specialty sodas like raspberry soda, cherry soda, peach soda. Like those are all phenomenal. It's just the ones that try to directly copy Coke, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, Pepsi, all those that it's just like bleh, except RC Cola. RC Cola is a classic. It's timeless. It'll never go out of business. Sponsor me.
Like Sam's Choice, like cola.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like cola flavor anyway.
Yeah, I like Coke is a nostalgic thing for me because I went through this time where I'd leave school at lunchtime, and this was back when I didn't give a fuck about my cholesterol, and I go to the Brookshire's Deli and I'd give me a fucking bottled Coke, a Snickers, and 3 hot links, and that was my lunch.
Hell yeah.
And I don't know why.
Michelle Obama.
Yeah. It just I don't know why. It just everything complemented each other. It was like, you know what? I need to be in a field, like hoeing some weeds in my plows, in my rows. You know what I mean? It's just like this. If this is like that's the most American I've ever felt. Besides when I played NASCAR Thunder 2003.
Oh shit. Well, I think we about hit an hour.
Yeah, I don't know what time because we talked on it while I was recording that we're going to delete. So.
I'll get that taken care of.
Yeah,
I will meticulously. It might.
We don't want to know that the lizard people were here.
Yeah, it might be a couple days before this one comes out. But once again, proper 12, damn good.
It's the only Irish whiskey I drink anymore. Like, there's a few Jamesons I want to try that are like the one that's brewed in beer batch barrels, and then there's the coffee one I want to try. I I just haven't found it in smaller bottles, and I don't want to spend $60 for a giant bottle and not even remotely like it. Because with liquor, like no one's gonna pay you what you paid for it, or even like half price. Like you just got to give it to someone if you don't like it. You know what I mean? So.
Or just like let it sit on the shelf, like, hey, there's a bottle of
until
so-and-so.
like you have a party and then you're just so fucking hammered off trash can punch it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've been there more than once.
But anyhow, this is like my exclusive go-to whiskey. For reference, I use my go-to whiskey used to be Wild Turkey. Then I developed some fucking taste buds, and so
hey, we got some 101 up there.
Hey, I will say the reason I started drinking Wild Turkey is because you pull out a bottle of Wild Turkey at a party, people leave you the fuck alone. Not as like he's the badass. It's just that no one asks you for liquor because they're like, ew.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Like I'll bring like a cooler of just some OMs, and then people open up like, I'm not drinking that shit. I'm like, yeah, it's not fucking
But
yours.
then they'll go and drink fucking Natty Lights, and
Yeah.
it's like, that's even fucking worse. It's just the in thing. Oh, Natterday, Natty Light.
Yeah, just like, here's my 77 pack.
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, I need to do another Old Milwaukee episode.
We need to do a Pabst episode, because I've been drinking a lot of Pabst lately.
PBR episode's coming soon. I need to do. I haven't done some.
Well,
beer
you
episodes.
have and I got to meet this friend, because you said he's kind of taking over the role of apocalyptic wasteland. I'm gonna crush skulls that I felt with you.
Yeah,
but
he is a Lone Star drinker.
I thought you said he's like from Colorado or something.
No. That's both these guys have been on the show. Joshy Jensen is the PBR fella.
Oh, okay.
He's super into punk stuff.
Yeah,
and he's super into PBR. My super libertarian friend Alec. He's definitely like his go-to cheap beer is Lone Star.
I got you.
Which is definitely respectable.
Gotcha.
But Old Milwaukee's just a little bit.
But yeah. Pabst. I've been drinking a lot of Pabst lately. I go through phases. Like I drank Ziegenbach a lot, and then I drank Shinerbach a lot. But then
when I started making a little more money.
But my whole deal is I'm not a hipster. I like what I like.
Yeah, I don't drink Old Milwaukee just for the Pin-Up Girl or the price point. I drink it because I like when I'm like on vacation and I ain't got no OMs around. I'm drinking all these different like craft beers, and I'm like, I just want a regular ass beer.
Bring back a taste of home with simple Ricks.
The closest thing that I can get like to an Old Milwaukee if I can't find one is probably like Coors Regular.
Yeah, I go with that.
Like Coors Bank. Or
that's what I drank for like 2 years. Were just Yellow Bellies, and then I
realized
you
and I drank Yellow Bellies to try to do the trim molding in your kitchen, and then we woke up, we're like, that's terrible.
Yeah, then we also realized that we were getting pretty fucking fat, so we had to stop that.
Yeah, I was weighing like over 200.
Yeah. I think at my biggest I was like 202, and I was like, I'm developing man boobs. I need to maybe go to the gym. Then I became super obsessive with it. Became like, hashtag Hugh Jackman. And then I was like, depression, motorcycle, fuck the gym.
And then you hurt your back. And then.
Yeah. And then I have a gym membership still.
To where?
True Fit. It's like a chain that's in Texas and stuff now.
I've heard
it's nice, and I haven't been able to use it, but they haven't been charging me with the COVID. So, I mean, that's nice,
Yeah.
Because they're like, can't fucking use it. There's no point in charging you. Like, that'd be a shitty thing to do. And they're not even like, all they're doing is it's pretty much like a gap in your contract. Like, your contract where, is going to end in,
instead of September, now it's ending in December.
Yeah, pretty much, or however long it goes. But anyhow, I've been drinking a lot of PBR lately. I'm going through a lot of. I even went through a little Heineken phase. I fucking hate Heineken, but that's where I drank for like a month for some reason. I don't fucking know why. I just did, and so like Shiner, love Shiner. It's just a lot of the people that are like, "That's a Texas beer. I love Shiner," and then you're like, they're almost throwing up while they're drinking it. It's like, you don't like Shiner. You like it because of it's a Texas thing, and you want to be like, I'll support Texas.
I think I heard from someone that Tito's isn't even made in. No, it was John Peck last time. Tito's isn't.
It's not made in Austin.
Apparently not. No, apparently recently it got bought out. Some other.
No shit.
I'm going to fact check that, and we'll talk about it next time.
All you Texas fanboys about to get fucking fucked.
Yeah.
I love Texas. It's a great state. But
we need some damn legal weed, damn it.
But it gets a little cringy sometimes, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's some other good states, too, like Colorado or, Wyoming's pretty cool.
Oklahoma isn't bad. It's not bad.
Oklahoma's depressing, though.
But they got casinos.
I mean, they do, but have you ever driven through Oklahoma, from corner to corner? It's depressing. There's nothing to look at. Yeah. It's like flat, and then you have some sand dunes over here.
Alabama is an underrated state.
Alabama's actually got some really pretty parts of it.
Yeah.
You know what's very underrated state is West Virginia. I know there's a whole John Denver song about it, but West Virginia is probably my number one prettiest state I have ever worked in.
Because nobody fucking lives there, man.
I know.
That's
it's
the best part.
So untouched by the mountain. You can drive off on these county roads and they'll turn to dirt. You're still on public roads, but it's just looks like this mountain's untouched by anybody that just lives there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you live there, people don't come up here. The landscape is beautiful. Blackwater Falls. And then fucking Morgantown, West Virginia, when WVU finally won a game for the first time in 8 years, they burned couches in the street. It was fucking insane. And that was my funniest argument. There was someone, being super authoritarian, right, I guess you could say, on Twitter that was like, oh, well, us white people don't riot over nothing. And then someone linked into that article, and I lost it. It said, WVU residents in Morgantown go buck wild after they finally win a game after 8 seasons. They have a city ordinance where you can't have furniture on your front porch anymore because of that shit.
These people just pull that shit off
and burning it. And I was working there when all that shit was happening. It was phenomenal. I was like, West Virginians know how to party. And the Arby's did karaoke, which that was not Arby's, fucking Applebee's.
Man, Arby's good? I'm thinking Arby's.
I'm thinking Arby's. You thinking Arby's? I'm thinking Arby's.
All right. And with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off. We had Proper 12. Banana Hammock came back on the show. Try it out for yourself. About $25. Definitely it's pretty solid Irish whiskey. Shop at Aldi's. Support local groceries. Y'all take it easy.